Hey everybody, thanks for coming back. I know it's been a while since the last one. Where we're going to pick it up in the book is actually all the way down in Lima, the beautiful buddy cop movie that was Bosco and myself in northern Peru. Parted amicably. He stayed around a little bit longer to surf some more, and I needed to get down into Lima to meet up with my friend, which after this chapter took a little bit longer to happen. But where I'm going to read from now is actually about my first tattoo that I got and that experience and what it felt like. So this might be another one where if you're a little squeamish, maybe not listen, but I don't think it's too bad. So here we go. The Let's try again. The Miraflores area is comfortable in that it looks like any other American major city's downtown. The shop fronts are modern and bright lights advertise McDonald's and Burger King. On each corner, men with green vests offer their money exchanging services. Jake, from his previous stay in Lima, recommended a parlor in an email, but all I can find is the landmark that it's supposedly next to, Kennedy Park. It's a beautiful park with large trees, flowers of red and yellow, benches, and crisscrossing walkways. Unfortunately, there's a constant cloud of exhaust circling the public space as traffic fills the bordering streets. After 2 laps, I finally make out some aggressive signage a few blocks away. There are in fact 3 tattoo parlors right next to each other, and in each I show them my sketches while holding fingers to my left arm like calipers. Before leaving, I'm quoted a price in each. Like Goldilocks, the third is my best option, not because it's cheapest, but because I got the best vibe out of the shop. Mirrors aside, the men inside appeared to be running a professional operation as opposed to the others who seemed more the let's just kind of wing it variety. Original art hangs from the walls, and metallic jewelry for piercing shines in cases. We agree that for $80, Henry will do my tattoo. Henry, like any good artist of permanent ink, is covered with his profession and has long, straight, black hair. A wispy catfish mustache hovers above his quiet lips. It takes 20 minutes for us to get the scaling right, but once agreed, a printer spits out an outline that Henry then scissors to a manageable size. What I don't realize at this point, because I've never gotten or seen a tattoo being done, is that this printout has special ink that will act as the guiding lines for Henry's needle. He asks if I'm ready to enter his studio, but it sounds more like, "Would you like some candy?" For my man, lost in the shadows of a van. My whole life, tattoos have been a non-issue. My parents never told me of the evils that could come from them because they were from the Midwest where body art was never an option. Don't get me wrong, I was raised very well and my decision will be frowned upon, but one thing I know about myself is that when time permits, guilt or regret is never a product of my choices. I am acting alone. Henry slaps blue gloves on his hands, shows me a new needle in a shiny package, and slides it into place where a small motor will continually puncture it into my skin. Next, he shaves my upper left arm. Very daintily, which I'm sure is an adjective not used regularly for Henry outside of the parlor, he lays the printout on my arm. Picking at the corners, he then slowly peels off the paper. Henry flattens his hand and asks me if it's at the straight angle. Looking in the mirror, I extend my arm towards the ground and take in the angles. It is definitely not straight. We go through the process again, and this time it looks square. I sit back into the chair that has retained the moisture from brewing back sweat. Henry grabs my arm with enough pressure to displace muscle and pulls it towards him. "What's this all about?" he asks. Well, the 2 large circles are for my parents, and the smaller represent my brother and me, and all the black is for my other friends. Henry gives no reaction, asking instead if I'm ready. Nodding, the loud buzzing begins. It hurts. People don't lie. The border of my design takes lines across my arm in a rectangular fashion with the north-south lines running down the middle of my bicep and back arm. The needle wants to cut my arm in half. Each stroke lasts about a half-inch before Henry towels off the blood and excess ink. It feels like 10 hummingbirds trying to suck nectar out of one pore. It feels like a ballpoint pen getting repeatedly hammered into your supple skin. It feels like a constant 8 to 9 on the pain scale. Staph removal in keto is just under 10. It feels like to deal with this pain, I'm going to have to deeply exhale randomly and purse my lips because I am not going to admit verbally that it hurts. Henry finishes the outline in 20 minutes. We both stand up for a breather. The marathon hasn't even begun. After 3 hours, we take another break. My iPod is running out of juice and I've exercised as much mental energy as I can studying my Spanish notebook for pain distractions. 2/3 of the rectangle is black. Differing from the bordering strokes, Henry has been mashing the needle against my skin at its whitest, think calligraphy pen, to cover the most amount of space. It's more irritating than painful, but the blood keeps coming. The constant buzz doesn't help either. I'm hungry, but it's probably a good thing I don't have anything in my stomach. Ready? He asks. I give him the same answer as 3 hours ago. It takes another before Henry's wrapping cellophane around my arm, securing the vacuum with masking tape. My skin is burning hot from the friction and shock. My body as a whole is sensitive to temperature, and the AC back in the main room gives me goosebumps. How long do I keep this on? I ask. 3, 4 hours, then wash it. I pay Henry the agreed amount, thank him, and re-enter the mid-afternoon sunlight. Alright, I don't think I have any pictures for this one, but thanks for coming around. Next time.